This is what it looks like to fly on a 50-year-old Soviet airliner in 2024. Welcome to episode 4 of Trip across Central Asia, and today I'm going to show you what it is like to fly on the Antonov An-24. Yes, they still fly in 2024, and yes, you can fly on one of these in Kazakhstan. That's why I came here to Kazakhstan in the first place actually, to fly on the beautiful aircraft from the Soviet era that is the Antonov An-24. Was I excited? Hell yeah! Did I shit my pants? Absolutely! I had no idea what to expect, to be honest. The airline that operates these flights is called Southern Sky Airlines. While the airline is actually a SCAT subsidiary, it kind of operates on its own with these Antonovs, although the crew on board these flights are from SCAT. So the airline operates domestic flights within Kazakhstan. They fly to and from Almaty, Astana, Balkhash, Zhezkazgan, Zhaisan, Karaganda, Semey, Urzhar, that's where I'm flying today, Ust-Kamenogorsk and Usharal. I truly apologize for the potential wrong pronunciation of these cities. Since I was staying in Almaty, the biggest city in Kazakhstan, I flew from Almaty and the best option for me was to fly to Urzhar. I could have flown all the way to Semey actually, because in Urzhar the Antonov is just making a short stop. But hey, I thought to myself, why don't I pay a visit to literally the most remote town I've ever been to? The flight cost roughly 20 euros one way, which is like crazy cheap, and oh boy, I'd give way more for a flight on such a historic plane, oh my god. So I couldn't resist, I simply had to fly on it, and let me tell you, it was absolutely worth it. Anyways, upon arriving at Almaty Airport I had to wait for a bit for the check-in to open, as I arrived a bit too early. But once the check-in opened, it went pretty smoothly, and hey, I got a window seat, which is fantastic. Also, this terminal right here is the old terminal of Almaty Airport, previously used for both domestic and international flights. But since they opened a brand new terminal for international flights right next to this one, it is only used for domestic flights ever since. After security, I enjoyed some time chilling and carefully doing some spotting. And also I saw the KFC plane. 4-hour flight to start boarding. Still can't believe we're going to fly on an Antonov 24 in 2024. So after some time it was finally time to board our flight to Urzhar. Okay. During this never-ending bus journey across literally the entire airport, I encountered a bunch of rare planes. Well, rare for me since I'm from Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have it, the glorious piece of flying history, which is the Antonov 24, standing on the apron right in front of us. I honestly couldn't believe that this was actually happening. And once I was getting inside the plane, I was getting a lot of chills, honestly. I mean, quite literally, planes like these are in aviation museums all around the world, and it felt so unreal that this beast is still flying in 2024. The one and only flight attendant on this flight was very delighted seeing a tourist from Slovakia. By the way, overall he was quite enthusiastic and it was very nice talking to him. I explained to him that I came here to Kazakhstan just to fly on this extraordinary aircraft, and he was quite surprised. He mentioned something about some tourists or vloggers from Italy that have flown on the Antonov here a few months prior, so if you happen to watch this video, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Your support means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Stepping inside the Antonov 24 felt very unreal. The cabin was so old and it smelled old, but it was a, kind of a good, pleasant smell. If you're an FGig, you know what I'm talking about. There's a safety card. There's a sickness bag. This is a table. Check it out. But despite the plane's age, it was very lovely and comfortable. It even features curtains on windows and foldable seats, which is very interesting. These old-style curtains, wow. Right next to us was another Antonov flying to a different destination.
Доброе утро, дамы и господа, кому заказать представителей городского экипажа от имени авиакомпании An-24 приветствует вас на борту самолета Ан-24, мы выполняем рейсовому маршруту Almaty-Urzhar, продолжить полета 1 час 30 минут по правилам авиакомпании в целях безопасности и охраны здоровья пассажиров уровень завершено в течение всего полета. Благодарим за внимание. Okay, now listen to the sound of the engines.
takeoff. The climb rate is just so immensely slow. Also, according to this, it should take 1.5 hours to get to Urzhar. The flight took a very long time. After all, the An-24 is indeed a very slow and old machine, so I'm not blaming it. Side note, there were moments throughout the flight when I was questioning whether the plane will actually fall apart midair, but that's a whole nother story, so let's just not talk about that. And yes, only now, after like a bajillion years, we are crossing the cloud layers. Seems like we are in the cruising altitude of about 19 or 20,000 feet. Alright, it's time to check out the restroom. Holy Jesus. The toilet of the Antonov An-24, ladies and gentlemen. Well, first of all, tall people, I'm really sorry for you. Second of all, I was shocked. It featured marble tiles around the sink. It was pretty clean actually, soap was there, and you even got the air freshener spray. This is insane. And the toilet was there, and I mean, what else do you need, right? So I explored it a bit more, found a bunch of signs I didn't understand because they were in Russian. I also found out that in order for the water to flow from the tap, you need to step on a pressure plate of some sort down below the sink. This is some crazy old stuff. This specific Antonov was built all the way back in the 70s. It first served for the USSR government, specifically for the USSR Ministry of Radio Industry. After collapse of the Soviet Union, it flew for the Russian government, and in 2003 it was transferred to Kazakhstan to fly for Scott Airlines. And since 2008 it is operated by Scott subsidiary Southern Sky. Despite being so loud, I like it so far. It's pretty comfortable here. The seat is amazing. The one and only cabin crew here, he is very nice. He apparently has flown with the one and only Noel Phillips, which is interesting. The in-flight service on this flight was very rich in the sense of variety of things you could choose. Water. Let's check out a safety card. It has no wings, by the way. Wow. Oh, it has wings. The sickness bag with the SCAT logo all over. Nice. After all, time indeed flew fast and we were already approaching our destination, Urzhar. My reaction when I realized where the hell I actually am. Yes, Philip, you were indeed in the middle of nowhere. We have started the descent into Urzhar. What I gotta say about this aircraft specifically is that it's very comfortable. The seats are just super comfy. I mean, it is old, but gold, as they say. So it actually uses the gear to slow the plane down when it's descending, because apparently the plane doesn't have any spoilers. So that's how they slow down the plane. From here you can also see the main square of Urzhar, where I'm gonna be taking you after we land. Since Urzhar Airport doesn't have a taxiway here, we had to go all the way to the end of the runway to turn around and taxi to our parking position. Look how fast we're taxiing, oh my god. Wow. Schodíky. Toto je letisko. Kde to sakra jsme? Bye, see you in like 4 hours. Bye. Thank you for the insane flight on the An-24 Southern Sky. Looking forward to my return flight back to Almaty, which is in around 4 hours. Alright, see you in 4 hours. And now it is time to show you this hole where I currently am right now. Urzhar Airport, see you in like 3 or 4 hours. Alright, greetings from lovely town of Urzhar, where we currently are. This is some sort of memorial of fallen soldiers once again. soldiers for Soviet Union who died in World War II. Oh look, I am sincerely sorry for the way I speak in this video here, but I only slept for 3 hours max the night before this trip report, so I truly apologize. And all of these statues, these are some important people of the Soviet era, some of which have died actually this century, which is interesting. And we are having a nice little picnic with these cracks and crackers. There's a guy with a lawnmower and it's actually raining, and he has it's an electric lawnmower, so that's interesting. It's quite nice here. I mean, there's nothing, but yeah, we're just chilling. We're gonna catch our return flight to Almaty again on the same Antonov. Okay, here is a video and a few pics I chose from my phone from this lovely town of Urzhar. Kozy. Ovce. Johnny. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a bus stop. This is a tractor. I nie znam. Another bus stop. Some random flowers. The main square. The thing. Lady in the shop. I don't know. Random B&B thing. Presumably the most modern building out here. Probably a new ATC tower. I don't know. Welcome back from Urzhar Airport. Okay, so to make it short for you, I arrived at the airport. People were staring at me as if I was, I don't know who. Well, they were wondering why I was recording mayhaps. The airport terminal could be compared to like the size of your local Starbucks. The waiting area here featured a bench, a sign with some random aviation information, and presumably a check-in or whatever info desk, which was, well, closed forever, it seemed like. So I waited there for quite a long time for them to open the check-in. While I was waiting there, a few airport staff members running around opening a few doors, and at some point people had started to group in front of one of the doors, which most likely led to the check-in point and the security check afterwards. People started to get frustrated, but they finally opened the door. But they were only letting 3 or 4 people inside at max. When I got in there was indeed a check-in room. Well, it was just a desk with 2 ladies behind it printing boarding passes. After a few misunderstandings because they didn't speak English and I didn't speak Russian, and so on, I got the window seat I wanted and continued towards the security, which was right behind me. And to be honest, I wouldn't even call it security because, well, they were barely checking for any suspicious items. Anyway, after that people were just sent outside. This outside area is literally the gate. I mean, it was a literal gate, I'm not joking. The plane should actually arrive in like 6-7 minutes. This is the toilet, by the way. The toilets here were, well, this. How lovely. That's the gate, that's the apron, that's the ATC, and that's the terminal. And yeah, so I waited, and waited, and waited. The Antonov wasn't arriving on time, clearly, and there was something happening, but no one came to inform the passengers about anything. Well, after like an extra hour of waiting, I was beginning to worry. Oh, and also there was a storm approaching Urzhar, and let me tell you, you don't want to be flying through a storm in a 50-year-old Soviet turboprop plane. But I finally heard some noise after some time in the background, and there it was, just about 1 hour delayed. To this day I still don't know why it was delayed, and frankly, you know, I don't even want to know why it was delayed. The main thing is that I survived and I'm editing this video right now alone. So yeah, after the passengers that arrived here from Semey disembarked the plane, we were ready to board, so they opened the gate and once again literally opened the gate, and found myself boarding the Antonov An-24 for the second time. We got an engine view this time.
Я хочу игрушки играть на столе.
this seems to be falling apart slightly. Yeah. Looks like we have almost reached cruising altitude. The Antonov An-24, ladies and gentlemen. Piece of flying history that you can still fly on nowadays. Absolutely insane. If you're an aviation enthusiast like me, I would definitely recommend. If you ever have the chance to fly on it, you should absolutely do so. I will definitely have unforgettable memories from these two flights for many, many years and even decades to come, for sure. Now we are slowly but surely approaching Almaty. The pilots have performed a wonderful visual approach above the city. It's crazy that planes as old as this one are still flying in some places around the world. Thanks to airlines such as Southern Sky, they are still airworthy because they are taking an excellent care of them and maintaining them still in remarkable conditions despite their age. We have survived 2 flights on the Antonov An-24. Thank you so much for the unforgettable memories on the Antonov An-24 Southern Sky. And thank you guys so much for watching and for the continuous support on my videos. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and share this video with friends or family members so they also see how is it like to fly on a 50-year-old Soviet airliner in the 21st century. Thank you so much for watching, see you in the next video. What's interesting about the seats, you can fold them like this when not in use. Interesting. Bye.
Bye.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.